So this is the grand finale of Baby Shark Tank, where the next generation of founders take center stage. I'm John Huang, your host for today's very special event, and I'm so excited to welcome you to this celebration of big ideas, bold thinking, and young entrepreneur spirit. Over the past week, our young founders have been diving headfirst into the startup world, brainstorming, building, iterating, practice pitching with the help of some of the best Silicon Valley mentors, tech executives, and our very own Sparkenify coaches. They've learned about product design, storytelling, leadership, and teamwork. They've taken personality tests in durian and stinky tofu to get out of their comfort zone. And yes, some of them even survived a Squid Game with water guns. And now it all comes down to this, the final pitch day. In just a moment, you'll hear from each of our incredible teams as they present their startup ideas to a panel of real VCs and our live studio audience. These pitches are entirely their own, crafted, practiced, and refined throughout the week. And today, they get to show us what they've built. To get started, let us welcome the sharks, the vultures, or simply known as the VCs. Not in any particular order. First, we have Yvonne Laschet, Investment Director of Lamb Capital. Lamb Capital invests in innovative companies that are addressing some of today's most challenging, high-impact problems, from semiconductor ecosystems to AI chips and digital manufacturing. Lamb Capital invests in and partners with startups that are disrupting their respective industries. So let's welcome Yvonne. Next, let's welcome Gayeth G. Rahashani, a partner at Hitachi Venture, a $1 billion fund. Hitachi Ventures is the venture capital arm of Hitachi Group, a global industrial player active in a broad range of technology sectors. Let's all welcome G. Then we have Jonah Probel with us. Jonah is the managing partner of Lexi Ventures, which backs U.S. early-stage biotech startups tackling major diseases, sustainable food, materials, and tools through DNA, RNA, and protein engineering. Let's welcome Jonah! Lastly, we have Angela Jimenez, the physician leader at Stanford, who identifies high-impact, scalable biotech and health solutions that focus on evidence-based, disruptive interventions with strong commercial potential. Let's all welcome Angela! And to all young founders, this is your moment. Be brave, be proud, and pitch your world-changing ideas. So let's get started. I need to bring out my cheat sheet because I didn't practice. And Donna told us you got to practice to perfect. Let's welcome EcoDash. They got a great solution to save our environment. Let's welcome Theo, ZJ, and Rogov.
Hi, we're EcoDash, and we're going to save the world one container at a time. I'm Theo.
I'm ZJ.
And I'm Raghav. So one day, I was really hungry and there's no food at home. I really wanted to order DoorDash. My parents didn't let me because it was toxic chemicals from hot food can leak into the food, and a lot of plastic is being wasted.
Additionally, I was home one day and I ordered DoorDash. I was looking forward to my meal of buttered chicken, but when it arrived, it was spilled all over the bag and it was disgusting. We need to solve both of these problems.
With 685 million DoorDash orders each year, each consisting of an average of 3 containers per order, that's almost 2 billion different containers that are being thrown away and wasted, not given a second chance.
So our solution is to partner with DoorDash or any other food delivery system. Our goal is to have a checkbox on their website that you can select an option to have reusable containers in your order. A dasher would come pick up their customer's order from the restaurant, bring it to the customer, and after the customer is done with their food, leave it outside in a box. A dasher would come and pick up their disposed containers and bring it back to any restaurant in the vicinity.
Let's talk about the market. The U.S. food delivery market contains $350 billion. That is a lot of market. Additionally, DoorDash has 74% of the market in San Francisco, so they would be our target company to use, although any other food delivery app would work as well. Additionally, there are over 1,000 restaurants in San Francisco that use food delivery apps. Lastly, according to a poll we launched, about 50% of consumers in the Bay Area would be willing to pay extra for eco-friendly containers in their orders. Now, why us? First, we know the market. Food delivery apps' biggest market is young people, and we are definitely young people. Additionally, we have connections. We already have a restaurant lined up that is willing to use our eco-friendly containers as long as our project starts running. Lastly, we've done research. We've run polls and looked at the internet, and we know exactly how to scale, whether it's using multiple food delivery apps, more restaurants, or expanding beyond San Francisco and the Bay Area.
We're going to be asking for $50,000 for 15% of our company, but we're going to be primarily focused on getting somebody who would be primarily interested in helping our company grow and helping us partner with one of the main food delivery apps.
Thank you. And we'll hope you'll join us in dashing towards making the world a greener place.
Guys, this was awesome. I think that this is a very, very good idea. I DoorDash once in a while, and I have all these containers at home. I try to reuse them, but it's awful. My biggest question is, did you do a market research, and is there any competition? Because, the problem is very, very eminent. It's very, very clear. What does the competition do?
Yeah, so we did some research, and there's nothing like this in the U.S. at all.
There's a lot of reusable food container companies, but most of them are selling direct to consumer, and no one is targeting people who are already ordering DoorDash.
What makes us different is we actually implement reusable containers into food delivery apps.
So tell me a little about how do you get the reusable containers? Are you actually providing the reusable containers? Are you going to be manufacturing them?
Yeah, we're going to be buying them and then giving them to the restaurants when they need them.
Have you thought about the logistics, the pickup after, because that's an additional drive that a dasher has to do, and cleaning the reusable containers as well?
So our idea is that the extra dashers that wouldn't normally have a job or dashers already on routes would pick up the containers, and then if any restaurant needed containers, they wouldn't have to drive all the way back to the restaurant that it originally came from. Restaurants would just have a demand of containers that they need, and so they could deliver it to close restaurants, and we'd pay them roughly $1.50 per container, per house that they hit, knowing that they could easily hit a bunch of houses in a row, and if they wanted, just keep the containers in a car until, say, they're going to go pick up from a restaurant, and it's really convenient for them to bring the containers there. So it's just extra profit for them.
And have you tested this with any actual consumers? It sounds like you would need to charge at least $1.50 extra on the bill. Is that enough? And where would you make some profit in this?
Yeah, so we actually, earlier this week, we conducted a poll, and we sent it around to a lot of people that we know. And the majority answered that they would definitely pay the extra money if it would mean reusable containers in their order. And it's going to be about 8% extra. So in an average DoorDash order of $30, that's a little over $2 extra for all reusable containers.
And have you calculated how much of that comes back to you as a profit to your company?
Roughly 50 cents of profit per meal.
Got it. Thank you.
Amazing, guys. Wonderful pitch. My question for you is, how are you planning to retain your customers?
The main reason customers would do this is because they want to feel good about themselves, like saving the environment, and a lot about like guilt of them using all these plastic containers, and somebody would just want to like continue to feel good about themselves using the eco-friendly containers over and over, versus like if they just used them once, then they're still using the plastic containers.
Also, it's like they don't have to keep like disposing of the containers.
Have you thought about talking to, for example, the county of, we are here in Santa Clara or other counties, to make this like a regulation in the counties or even in the state of California? Because actually in Germany such regulations exist, and you have to get your food in reusable containers in some areas.
Yeah, so we were thinking that possibly the government could that maybe a long shot, but give us money to give people these containers, but also maybe just tax restaurants to incentivize them to use the reusable containers, which would at least increase our market.
We want to start small and then keep expanding as our company grows.
What makes you think that others can't do what you're doing?
Well, we've signed on Google Docs, we've signed contracts. We've had someone talk to us about how to avoid that.
Mainly, I think our way that we would stay on top, we would just have to expand quickly, and hopefully, if we already secured a partnership with one of the main food delivery service apps, then hopefully we could keep that long enough to at least make a lot of profit.
I love what you guys are doing. I think it's something that the world needs. I'm a little bit concerned that when you do a survey, people tend to overestimate or be kind about what they would be willing to pay. And I would like to see some proof of that, some evidence that you can actually get customers to pay that. Maybe you can run a small sample with one restaurant just to confirm that it's possible.
Yeah, that's a lot of what we'd be doing with our $50,000. It would be just running a test run, maybe even for just a month, seeing if people would sign up for the containers, and maybe just picking one or two restaurants.
Also, on the form, not literally everybody said yes. We conducted about almost 30 people, and actually a relative amount of them actually said, no, I probably won't do this. So it's not completely lopsided.
That's great.
We think that there's a big enough market that even if it's only 20 or 30% of people doing it, that we'd be able to make significant profits.
Great. My advice will be try to make this as much as B2B, business to business, instead of business to consumer, because you have restaurants and probably the health department that could be interested in what you're doing. So take advantage of the current legislation regarding the field that you're tackling.
Is it possible to invest less for a smaller equity portion?
Yeah, we're really flexible.
There are 13-year-olds after all.
And you want to do this besides next to school, or how does this work?
Yeah, it would mostly be after school or on the weekends, but I feel like I at least could put in an hour or more every day. Hopefully. As long as my parents don't restrict the bedtime too much.
Okay.
Amazing.
No, this was very cool.
Yes, very cool.
Good job.
All right, thank you. All right, let's give a big round of applause to these kids under high pressure. Sharks chasing after them. Amazing work. Next, we're gonna welcome Leo Chill. They have a portable solution for drink lovers. So let's welcome Alan and Alexandra.
Hi, I'm Alexandra. And I'm Alan. Together we are Lil Chill. Have you ever had warm soda? Disgusting, right? And what if you wanted to bring multiple cold drinks somewhere, but you didn't have any space for them? Our solution to that is our product, the portable mini fridge. Last week I went to my uncle's house. It was hot there, like really hot. And when I went to grab a cold drink from the refrigerator and put it into the cup holder in the boiling hot car, 5 minutes later, the water was already like really hot and I couldn't even touch it. So that's when I came up with the idea, the portable mini fridge. Our portable mini fridge is small and compact, but still big enough to hold many drinks and easy to carry around.
Our target audience is people who need to take drinks places like the beach or weddings, but they don't have space and they don't necessarily have an outlet where they're going. We're also targeting people who own companies that need to transport cold drinks, such as wineries.
Color presets include black, white, silver. We are better than other brands such as Frigidaire and Coolitron because our portable mini fridge has various colors to choose from, and it has an attachable speaker which is very easy to use.
Our goal is to sell 4,300 to 4,500 fridges in half a year to catch up with investment if you invest in us. We have the potential because we have an attachable speaker. The fridge is very compact but has a lot of space, and also we have a battery so you don't need to plug it in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Alan and Alexandra, great job. Have you thought about how you're going to manufacture these fridges? Are you talking to any contract manufacturers or something like that to get a sense of the price and the cost? One more question. So why do you think you can get like a $10 ice box from any of the grocery stores? Why do you think your product will be better, or is it because the cool factor?
Like an ice box, and you need ice to fill it up, and like if you bring it to the beach, all the ice will melt, and it would be like a bad situation for you. But if you have a mini fridge, there's no ice included, but it can still keep your drinks cold.
What's the for how long can the fridge keep your drinks cool with the battery you have planned for?
We're hoping it will run for 5 hours.
Did you do any market research and talk to people whether they want to have it like for 5 hours or even for 10 hours for an overnight situation?
We did pitch to a couple mentors earlier this week, and one of them said she would really enjoy if it ran for like 4 or 5 hours, and it would help her out.
I think it's a cool idea. I think like a really, really cool idea. And I'm wondering if you have built a prototype or seen how the technology works so that you could actually have it cool down a drink yourself. Do you have experience or practice building cooling devices? Have you ever worked with something like that before?
No.
No. Okay, good. But you're very excited about this market, and it seems like you really want to build this product, right? Good, I like it.
Guys, I admire that you all have the strength to do this. I wanted to say that. Besides that, if you have to pivot, meaning that you have to do something different, what would it be?
Our second choice option would be like a snack. We were thinking to like our second choice option would be a snack, but like we wanted it to be something like special, like something like it could be something simple like popcorn, but like a different flavored popcorn that like no one else thought of.
Yeah, what you're saying is really important because you always have to think what makes your product unique and different from the existing market or the existing products. So, great start.
Great job. Give them a huge round of applause. Thank you, Julia Jill. Thank you. I need a fridge right now because it's getting kind of hot here. So, all right. Next, we're gonna welcome Sip Switch. They have another hot and cold solution except this is for your drinks. So let's welcome Ian, Rylan, and Grayson.
We are Sip Switch.
I'm Ian. I'm Rylan.
And I'm Grayson.
Our problem is our drinks always go to room temperature. I found this problem because one long road trip to Tahoe, my parents were complaining about their coffee being lukewarm or just cold. And on the other hand, me and my brother were complaining about our sodas being too hot. So my mom offered us ice, but then after a few minutes, our sodas got really liquidy. But with our product, you don't need no ice.
So we created Sip Switch. Sip Switch is a koozie that is cooling and heating technology on the bottom.
Our product is made of two pieces. The regular koozie part that detaches from the electronic part and the electronic part. The electronic part is charged by a USB-C cable, and the normal koozie part is easily foldable and compactable. We will sell these for about $80 because we've estimated that we can make one of these for about $50.
The market. This product is for high-end customers who like to pay for comfort. It's for athletes who want to keep their drinks cool, as well as fans who want to keep their drinks the right temperature during the whole game. We are also selling these items in bulk to big corporations so that they can give their Sip Switch koozie to their workers for each person. We will launch our product in Amazon, Walmart, and Target because each of these three companies all sell cup items, so we feel like our product will fit in greatly there. People that will help launch our product are influencers, investors, big corporations, and athletes. Influencers because they can promote our items on social media, and investors because they can help fund us, and big corporations. Like I said earlier, we could sell them in bulk to the big corporations, and athletes because they can promote it on the big TV. We will launch our product with banner ads, social media, and connecting with big sports teams. Competition. Our competition is the Ember Mug because the Ember Mug is a lot similar design to ours, except theirs is not compactable and durable, while ours can be mobile too. Plus, we can cool it, while theirs only does the heating.
Our future plans. We plan to make an app for your koozie so you can heat it or cool it to the precise degree that you want. On this app, we will generate a lot of revenue because we will be running ads on it.
We want you investors to help us upgrade people's lives one cup at a time.
Well, I have to say I love it. I have this problem all the time because either I drink tea and it's always too hot, or pretty soon it becomes cold. And I've seen the Ember mug as well, but to your point, it only works. And I think it's like USB pluggable, and you have to pour the drink in the mug, if I'm not mistaken. Why do you think no one else has come up with that idea?
Well, we think this because we researched a lot on the marketplace. We looked around a lot. We searched it up, and we couldn't find anything like ours because ours is more like it can be detached and attached from each other. You can bring it anywhere you want, basically, and you don't have to be carrying this big cup around. So, yeah.
I have a question about the technology. How do you make the drink cool? And when you do that, doesn't it make your hand hot? How do you get rid of the extra heat?
We're probably going to use like cooling it with maybe fans. And we're probably just around the koozie is going to be like a little heat protected or cooling protected so you don't like freeze your hand off or burn it.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
No, I think it's a very cool product, and I think the idea is very good. The price point with $80 is pretty high. What do you think? How does this limit your market?
That's why they're going after the high end. customers?
Well, then, I mean, Silicon Valley probably, right?
That's right, exactly.
Then everyone is high end. I mean, I personally, I think I like the idea with having corporates buying it. I think direct to consumer, like Walmart, Target. I think that's very, very hard to really make a big market. I can imagine, like, because there's so much like giveaways. What do you call them?
Yeah, swag.
Swag, yes, exactly. Corporate swag. So I think that is a very, very good idea. Corporates can brand it and they can give it to their employees. So then everyone can have their drink at their desk, whatever temperature they want. I think that's definitely a path you should pursue.
I think you guys have a cool idea in a hot market, again. And I wonder, though, you mentioned you'll have an app and you'll sell advertising, but you'll also sell the product. How much profit will you expect to make from selling ads versus selling the product?
I think we'll probably be trying to make more off the ads and less off the product because you only can buy our product one time, but you are going to use the app a lot.
Got it.
For what are you using? Would I use the app? You have to help me a little bit with that.
You would use it to heat and cool your drink to the exact degree that you want.
So whenever I want to set the temperature, I have to watch an ad? That's awful.
No, it would just be a banner ad. It would just be like banner ads, so you just see it. You don't actually have to watch.
Maybe some drink recommendations.
But then you should think about a premium subscription where I can pay more without seeing the ads. I think that would work very, very well here in the Valley.
I think my advice to you, if that is what you want to, you can think about ways how to monetize your users or the users that are using the app. Probably you can ask them some demographics or some preferences.
But think about, you're an early stage company, think about the whole trash ecosystem, how they can monetize that, how can they make money with it.
No, I agree. Jonah just was talking about the importance of business model earlier, so go for it, Jonah.
I was going to ask about the numbers a little bit. You said you need $200,000 to build 500 units, and you could then sell those for $250,000 profit. So is that?
Yeah. So we have to spend $200 to manufacture it, and we're gonna sell it for around like $450.
Okay, that makes sense. Have you tested that pricing and maybe gotten one school or facility to buy a few of them?
We haven't yet manufactured our product, which is what we're going to do after we maybe get the fund of $200,000.
So you talk about data monetization. Who are you thinking that may be interested in the data analysis that you may have after doing your product?
I think mainly like green organizations that want to maybe inform people like, okay, we have this many bottles that are being like recycled daily, or like so and so pounds of trash are being like kind of going to the landfills.
Do you think that any big companies that may be targeting schools could be interested in buying your data?
Yeah, we think so.
Yeah. Can you give me an example of one of those organizations?
Well, we actually put, I think there are quite a few like green organizations that might want to kind of use this data. We put one kind of photo on our slides of seventh generation. So I think like mainly any green organization would work.
I mean, if I am selling, I don't know, sorry for the word, trash to kids, I would be interested in knowing how much are they consuming that trash that I'm selling them. Do you think that could be an interesting market?
Yeah.
Okay. It's wonderful that I am seeing 3 young ladies doing this. It's amazing.
I think the idea is great. As I was mentioning during break, this is a big problem. In fact, I've heard that in California, even if you sort and like recycle, it all goes to the same landfill because people don't sort properly, to your earlier comment. So I think there is a big need. But I would urge you to think through, as some of the advice that was given, through that value chain and say, where is the money really happening and who am I selling to, right? Sometimes the schools may be buying it, but they may not be incentivized to pay, to Yvonne's point, because they may be underfunded, it's not like high on their priority, but maybe the county or the broader sort of, sanitation department may have an incentive because it helps them be better. So they may offer to give those to the schools or other, community centers as a benefit for them, right? So then that impacts your, what we call go to market, who you sell to. So understanding that value chain and understanding where money is made is really important in any business. So I would highly urge you guys to think about it, because the idea is really cool. And it would be great to see those CR-based, system, AI system, make this world a better place. But really think about that value chain and where you can extract value for yourself and for the end user.
Yeah, I think this is a great application of AI to do something to make the world a better place using your image processing for sorting. I do worry when I hear pitches from companies that have multiple business models. So I heard, I think, 3. You're going to sell the devices, sell the data, and return the bottles and give 4 cents to the consumers and take some profit for yourself. You might want to think about which of those is the best opportunity for you to make money, and then concentrate and focus on just one business model. But I really hope that you're successful in getting this product out on the market.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. It's not just smart products, it's smart kids too. That's what we have today. So, next, we're going to have SpeedCap. They got a solution to not only protect the kids, but reassure the parents. So let's welcome Alex and Alexander.
Hi, I'm Alexander. And I'm Alex. And we're representing SpeedCap. We've noticed that there's way too many accidents involving e-bikes. Like in just 2024 alone, there's been almost 35,000 accidents caused by involving e-bikes. And this is mainly caused by young riders going over the speed limit.
SpeedCap offers the solution to this. SpeedCap uses a GPS speed tracker to see how fast the e-bike is going and the speed limit where the e-bike is, and it will slow the e-bike down if it's going over the speed limit.
It costs us $30 to make a prototype, but we could probably get bulk deals if we started manufacturing more, and we plan to sell for $60.
So 12 million e-bikes were sold in 2019, and 42 million e-bikes were sold in 2024. And because the e-bikes, they get newer and they can also get faster, so SpeedCap will grow larger because there will be more e-bikes and more parents of, say, younger kids will get SpeedCap so that their kids will be safe.
So we plan on trying to expand to also a regular bike version, and maybe also an app so that if you're a kid, your parents can track how far you are and how fast you're going in case you crash or if you're going over the speed limit. And then also, maybe we could try and change to more software and less hardware so that it'll cost less to make, and yeah.
So for our predicted growth, we predict in our first year we'll sell 50 to 200 units, and in our first year, we hope to secure partnerships with e-bike manufacturers so we can sell the products directly to them. They can integrate it into their e-bikes. And we will make $150 to $600 in our first year. In our second year, we will sell 2,000 to 10,000 products, and if we get our partnerships with the e-bike companies, we can start selling to them. And then in our third year, we will sell 10,000 to 50,000 products. And also, not only do we sell to like the e-bike companies, but we can also sell to consumers who don't have speed cap on their e-bike, who want speed cap on their e-bike, so they will be safer.
So we're looking for $15,000 in exchange for 20% in our company, and we also would like some advice about like how to change from more software to hardware. And we'd use this $15,000 for testing, and also like maybe using influencers to show our product to the world, and maybe making a few products to test how they do on the market.
Who's ready to make the streets safer? One bike at a time.
So I have to ask, did your parents come up with the idea or did you guys come up with the idea?
So my mom is always ragging on about how we can't get e-bikes, and my brother was telling me about, my brother's friend was telling my mom about how he can't get an e-bike because he saw some of his friends crashed, and that he told his dad, so he's not letting him anymore.
There was a time when my son was driving an e-bike. Now he drives a car, so I do track him as well. And I used to see how fast he drives based on where the Find My shows, right? So I can totally see parents buying this for their kids, especially kids who are on e-bikes. And it does allow them to ride way faster. I tried discouraging my son to get an e-bike and go for a normal bike instead, but he was like, I'm going to go be all sweaty in school by the time I get to school, right? So I've said, okay, fine. I think it's a great product. So tell me about how you're going to build it. You talked about your prototype. You talked about making it more software rather than hardware. Tell me how you're thinking about it.
So we've actually tried to build our product already, and it sort of worked, but we didn't have enough electricity with the stuff we had. So we were going to show that, but it didn't work. So yeah. So we use a GPS sensor, which goes into a pump, which will pump a brake pad into the e-bike wheel if you're going too fast, which will slow the wheel down.
Without causing injury to the rider.
It will probably be the back so that it doesn't flip.
Okay, got it.
I think it's an. Oh. Angela, go ahead.
When I saw the first slide, you made me think about Geico. Why?
Yes.
Because insurance companies may be interested in your product, not only parents. And that will be a good transition from going to B2C, so business to consumer, to business to business. And that will be great for you. Also, I think you have the opportunity to monetize the data that you capture when putting the device in the bike. So that is another thing that you may want to explore. Anyway, I think it's a good product, and you should talk to an attorney about how to protect your product in the future.
Yeah, I'm wondering, so I think it's a great idea. I mean, I'm sold. The only thing I am very, very concerned about, and I'm wondering why the e-bike manufacturers don't do it themselves yet. Or maybe they do it and they don't turn it on. I don't know. So that's my biggest concern. Did you think about that? Have you been able to talk to an e-bike manufacturer?
We've thought
Do you
about
know
it.
whether they have GPS already in their bikes?
Or who's the competition?
Yeah,
Is there other
or other
competitors?
third party, yes.
There
yes.
isn't really other competitors for bikes. Maybe for cars, like an app to track. And the e-bikes sometimes have integrated GPS trackers, which is why, like, if we could get in touch with an e-bike manufacturer, then the person might give us like access to that GPS. So instead of having to buy our own sensor, we could just use theirs. But that's only on some e-bike products, and they don't have anything that'll actually slow you down.
You know who else? Uber and Lyft, because they also have those scooters that go around in San Francisco or San Diego. They may want to track many things when putting that product.
One thing that wasn't entirely clear to me is who is your customer? Who's the ideal customer for you that's going to pay you for this?
Not the kid, that's sure.
Yeah, probably the parents, and then the kids might. I don't know, if they've already asked and gotten a no for an e-bike, they could say like, oh, well, we could use speed cap so that we wouldn't get into an accident.
And you can track, the parents
Yeah.
can track them.
So it would mostly be direct to consumer, but we could do other.
And then what do you give them for their money? Are they buying a physical device that attaches to the bike, or is it something that measures data and reports it? I didn't quite understand.
It's a physical device.
And also an app, which we will make.
And have you thought about, like Angela said, licensing out the intellectual property to the bike makers so that they can build it in, and you could then just collect a royalty from them for your invention?
We haven't thought about it, but it's a very strong idea.
All right, I think it's a very interesting idea. I can't wait to see it on the market.
And one last thing, I think that the e-bike manufacturers will want to partner with us because the kids that once wouldn't get e-bikes because their parents were afraid that they would go too fast and crash, now will get the e-bike, so that's more revenue for like the e-bike manufacturers and for us.
That's an excellent point. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think that your product may also work for adults who are using the Uber and Lyft services.
Yeah, the Lime, the scooters, right? Exactly. You
Oh,
can
he's thinking
look at
about he's thinking about her husband not to driving too fast. No, I'm just kidding.
That's another application. I mean, please think about protecting your product.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, the next team is one that is about to give some power to powerful kids. Let us welcome Power Stride, Nolan and Landon.
I'm Nolan.
And I'm Landon.
And we are Solar Stride.
The Solar Stride is a solar-powered backpack designed to charge your devices on the go. It has compartments that are made to fit your devices and charges 3 devices in 2 hours.
There are a lot of like, you know when you're traveling in the airport and there's no really outlets to plug into? Well, our backpack solves that problem. Also, in case of emergencies, you can't call without power. Then our backpack comes into play. You can charge your device and call for help. Also, constantly buying batteries is really bad for the environment. It can also cost you a lot of money. While if you just buy a product, the solar panel can stretch as a life up to 10 years of use, and it has a lot of battery life.
It can also save you trouble of constantly spending lots of money on just batteries. And if the power goes out, then you can still charge your devices.
The customers we're going to target are outdoor enthusiasts who like to go hiking, camping, etc. Students who walk to and from school so they can charge their devices on the go. And constant travelers like influencers who are constantly vlogging, and that requires a lot of battery. An eco-friendly enthusiast who like to live in an eco-friendly world. The market size currently for solar-powered backpacks is $105.6 million worldwide, but it is projected to grow to $310 million by 2033.
We hope to charge 200, and it costs 100 to make. So in total, we profit 100 per bag. Our strategy. Where we will launch our product. Amazon, Target, and Shopify will be our online website. Who will help us launch? Hopefully you, the investors, influencers, and sponsors. How we will launch? Social media and partnering with schools and rec organizations.
Our competitors are Voltec System and SolarGuard. Both of their strengths is that they have a big branding and of lots of exposure, but their weaknesses is that their product is very expensive, it has terrible durability, and is a very limited amount of power. As you can see, it is a really small solar panel. A couple business perks would be together we can grow our business very quick, considering that clean energy is something that the world needs. With that being said, our ask is $200,000 to start creating prototypes of our product.
I'm Nolan. I'm a 7th grader at Crocker Middle School. My background is I've created products for disabled people, and my title is the co-founder of the company.
I'm Landon. I'm a 6th grader at Woodside Priory. And a couple months ago, I built my first computer, and I am the co-founder of this company. Thank you. And how are your steps with longer strides?
It's a very good idea, guys. I mean, I am a camper. I'm an outdoor person. We have a camper van. We have no solar yet, but we are about to do that. I'm wondering, because you mentioned there is competition, how can you make it better and cheaper? And charging 3 devices in 2 hours? I mean, that sounds awesome, but I think it's challenging from the power conversion side. How do you make that happen?
Well, we're charging $200, while the other companies are charging $300 for just a single terrible quality backpack. Also,
but how do you make it cheaper and better? I mean, there's something that is very, very challenging.
we use cheaper solar panels.
And they are better when they are
Well,
cheaper?
they're smaller, which means they create less power.
Yeah, the one backpack with the smaller one, I totally get that. That's kind of stupid. But the other one had a larger solar panel, similar to what you showed me in the beginning, right?
But that also has terrible durability because it had cracks in it.
Why do you think you can use cheaper solar panels and make it more reliable? That normally doesn't work in the scientific world.
Because then we can just use different material, because we can find cheaper materials and combine them.
Okay.
Another way to ask it, what do you know that they don't know that allows you to be cheaper and better?
That we've done a ton of research to research what materials to use.
Okay. And hopefully you've gotten a patent on that material.
Yes, we have.
Guys, I love that you were one of the few teams that actually introduced yourselves and put a little bio in your presentation. Yeah. Sometimes I think people forget about how important it is to highlight the team and the co-founders, so kudos to that.
Tell me why you guys thought of this idea, because I like to usually understand why the founders are building a certain product and why they're the right fit for the product.
It's because one time I was in the airport, and then, when you're waiting to board and there's not really a lot of charging opportunities, my iPad has lost a lot of battery, or my watch, just sitting there waiting to board, and that's why I thought of this idea.
Got it. And what happens on a rainy day?
It's waterproof.
No, I mean, will it still charge?
On a cloudy day.
Yes.
Fair.
No, most of the solar cells, they work in cloudy days. There's even solar cells for indoors, specifically for artificial light. We should look into that.
Interesting.
Are there any products beyond backpacks that you would do next?
Batteries for add-ons so you can charge longer and have more power.
Or maybe just clothing. If you strap a softer material solar panel, then you could still just wear a t-shirt and on your back it's just charging all day.
I like that idea.
Exactly.
I was thinking about a solar powered umbrella, but I don't know whether that works well with rain.
Have you ever thought about countries that are not the US that may need this kind of product?
Africa.
Well, Africa is not a country, but a continent. But yes, I guess you got the idea.
Just add the south in front of it. But
yes.
Yeah.
What price would you charge in different countries?
Depending on the country's economy.
Probably the same though.
Yeah, you need to think about cost of manufacturing before you can price based on region.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And is your initial market predominantly US? Is that what you're thinking?
Yes. And then if we sell a lot of units, then we can expand to worldwide.
I'm curious, what's the cost of your backpacks today that you guys carry to school?
The cost of my backpack, I think, is $30.
Okay, because you mentioned students as one of the sort of categories.
Yes.
Do you think parents will let you guys buy $200 backpacks?
Maybe in college.
Oh, good point. All right.
You know, there may be an interest from humanitarian organizations that are collaborating to alleviate many issues in other countries. So maybe you can go there.
What are your likely first customers? What type of person? Is it a high school student, a middle school student, college student?
We're expecting adults who like camping and hiking, and college students who are constantly on the go and not in their dorm to charge.
Just generally older school kids.
You have a good product idea and they can't wait to buy one.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Wow. Powerful kids deliver. And that's powerful too. Oh, wait now. All right. So would the VCs like to do a conclusion? That was the last team we had. Would you maybe talk a little bit? Oh, actually, you got that one.
Yeah, I got my mic. Yeah, so actually, I said this already in the little break. We had awesome pitches. I mean, just that you have the guts to stand here in front of us and we ask all these nasty questions. Kudos to all of you. I mean, that's awesome. I want to see more ideas. I think that is very, very good. I think not all ideas are probably the same quality, but that's exactly what I see in my life, in my daily life. I see better pitches, I see worse pitches. I see companies with more competitors or less competitors. That's kind of my pet peeve. I always want to see the competition. I'm always questioning how big is the market, how bad is the competition. Sometimes you have competitors, but it probably doesn't matter because your product is just superior, or you are cheaper, whatever works. So, but always be aware of competition.
There's one product that kids maybe you want to work on are the microphones. I think that'll be a great product to improve on. And we do our best to make that up. G, what do you think?
No, awesome pitches. I really liked how you guys turned a need that you saw in your day-to-day life, whether it was waiting at an airport or sorting waste or things like that, and then converted that into a business idea. My big advice or takeaway for you guys is there was a lot of comments around business model. You heard about Yvonne talking about competition, Angela talking about IP. You guys need to always think about that, because if the idea is meant to just change the world, then they're a nonprofit. If you're thinking of doing it where you actually are looking for investors to fund it, at the end of the day, investors have a responsibility to their investors to return the money manyfold. Like if I got $100, I need to turn that into at least 300, if not 1,000, right? So that's the principle with which investors are looking at investing in companies. So that means your business idea has to be very clear. Changing the world is great, but how are you going to make money while changing the world is something that's going to be very important to think about. So great job.
You stole my idea.
You should have patented that talk.
I love that you kids are working on doing great things for the world, and we need that. That's very helpful. But it's important for us as investors to separate wanting to do good from wanting to return money to our investors. One thing to know about venture capitalists is we are workers who work on behalf of other investors who invest in us. So we really do owe a responsibility to give money back to our investors, which is why we will ask you a lot about the financials, the math behind how much it's going to cost you to manufacture, how will that change over time, who are you going to sell it to, how much will they pay, how can you expand from there. So we care a lot about those. I live in a somewhat special world of VC where I'm focused very much on companies that are not planning to make revenue for a long time. They're making drugs and things like that. In that case, the big question is how much money can you get in grants to get yourself going and get started before you need to go and ask more investors for money. So it's a bit of a different game. In that case, we're not looking so much for early revenue or the financials to get started. But in the case of what you guys are building, definitely think through the money parts and not just trying to do good for the world, but let that be your motivation to do good for the world. Thanks.
Yeah, I agree with you. And yeah, I'm not going to repeat any of that. but the most expensive capital is the venture capital. So there are non-dilutive organizations that you may take advantage of, and probably it is good to know exactly if you can identify certain organizations, humanitarian organizations, government organizations, nonprofit organizations. We have amazing organizations here in the Bay Area that target the climate space, because I saw it was like a repetitive topic, so I would go to that. And the other thing that I want to highlight is it takes guts to be there and do what you're doing. Don't let anyone discourage you from pursuing your ideals and your goals, not even us. You're really young, and think about 20 from 30 years now, we probably are going to be really old, but you're not. You will be not. So don't let anyone discourage you, and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you all. Let's give our VC a round of applause. Amazing work. Now that takes guts to be on that stage, I think, too. So that was a really incredible afternoon we had. And let's give another round of applause to our young founders back there for their hard work, creativity, and courage to pitch on that stage today. Over the past week, they've proven that innovation isn't about age. It's about curiosity, determination, and the willingness to take risks. While the pitches are done, the journey is just the beginning. Some of these ideas might grow into real companies, and some might spark entirely new ones in the future. What matters most is that each of our young founders walks away today knowing they have the skills, confidence, and mindset to tackle any challenge ahead. Many thanks to our parents, friends, and audience members for believing in these kids and being here for them to cheer them on. I also want to thank our VCs, of course, mentors, coaches for sharing your time, expertise, and encouragement. Your guidance has made this journey so much richer for our young founders. So let's bring all of our young founders on the stage now. And also the mentors. I think we have Phillips here. And together with our coaches, we got Vivian, okay, who's still guiding the kids. We got Millie. Please, Millie, come up here. We have Chanel back in the room there. Very stressed out. That room is a very stressful room. Come on stage. Come up right here. Come up here. And our VCs, come down here, okay? Join us. We're going to wave a big goodbye. Chanel, please come out here and join us. And we want to give a big thanks to Midpen for allowing us to do this show here. And on behalf of Spark and Fi and entire Baby Shark Tank teams, thank you, and we'll see you the next pitch. All right, let's wave high, and I'm going to get some surprise. Let's do it. Yeah. Whoa. It's a lot of money coming down. A lot of money. Yay. Do we have extra ones? All right. Thank you all for coming. Let's blast the music.